Whoa, class was great, but homework, find a hidden surprise. Ooh, Chris, can, can I actually borrow that?
Sure.
Sweet, thank you.
You're welcome. You can have another one.
Welcome back to another Virtual Science Short. My name is Natasha, and today we really are going to try to find a hidden surprise. So you may have noticed in your breakfast cereals that on the back of the box, there's always a fun puzzle or game that you can play while you're having breakfast. Sometimes, if you're really lucky, there's a really cool toy inside of the box, but not inside of the bag. But what we're looking for today is something that you don't actually look for or play with, but is still really important. And that we're looking for is iron. So iron is one of the elements in our periodic table, and it's really interesting because it is a metal. We use this metal sometimes in construction, like in building really strong and tall buildings, but we also use iron in our own bodies. Iron is found in our blood, and that helps with keeping our oxygen and carbon dioxide exchanges happening regularly as we're breathing in and out. So iron is really, really important, and you have some of that iron in the cereals that you eat in the morning. So for today's lesson, what we're actually going to be doing is trying to extract that iron from our cereals, pretty much any cereal that you guys have at home, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to find some along with me. For our experiment, you don't need too many supplies, and most of them you should have at home, but you are going to need a couple things. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what we need. We are going to need cereal. Any cereal. I happen to have 3 cereals with me, but any one of them will work just fine. You're going to need a baggie to put your cereal into, a plate or any kind of surface that you can empty the cereal into, a roller or any kind of rolling pin. If you've got a plastic bottle, use a plastic bottle, anything that will be able to crush our cereal. And the most important thing you're going to need is a magnet. So the reason we're going to need that magnet is that iron is a magnetic metal. Not all metals are, but iron happens to be one of the strongest magnetic metals, and that's really, really good. So for our experiment, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be releasing the iron that's found within the cereal so that we can remove it using those magnets. Feel free to follow along with me, and don't forget to like and subscribe to see other cool videos like this one. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do is to take your cereal and put it into your plastic baggie. Put a good amount. You don't want to use all your cereal because then you won't have anything to eat, but fill up about half of the bag. I'm going to go ahead and use all of my cereal since I have a smaller container, but if you guys have one of the big boxes at home, don't use all of it because then you can't eat it. So go ahead and put your cereal into your baggie. Go ahead and seal the bag. Try to get as much of the air out as you can. I'm actually going to do one of these. And once your baggie is sealed, you want to crush your cereal. That's what your roller is going to be used for. Crush your cereal. Try to get it as crushed as you possibly can. The finer the grains, the easier it will be to get that iron out. So let's go ahead and do that. Ta-da! So once you have your cereal nice and crushed up, try to get it into as fine of a powder as you can. Crush up those pieces super, super, super small so that iron will be free to move. You're going to have to add a little bit of water. It'll help release that iron from its kind of solid form in our cereal, so it'll extract it from its soluble state. And then we'll be able to see those iron pieces in your cereal. So it's a little hard to see it now. You can try it without the water. It might be a little bit harder, but we are going to take a little bit of cereal, add some water. We can put it on a plate or a bowl if you want to use a bowl instead as well. I'm actually going to be using our cereal bowl that we already emptied out. I'm going to put it in here since wet cereal can be kind of messy, and then we're going to go ahead and use that magnet to pull out the iron from our cereal. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how we're going to do that. Take some of our cereal. I'm going to use a spoon just because I don't want to make too big of a mess. I'm going to take about a spoonful of our cereal, pour it into the bowl. Then I'm going to add some water again to get that iron kind of out of the cereal. Not a lot of it, but you want to make sure there's a little bit more water than there is cereal, so those iron pieces are able to kind of flow freely in the suspended liquid, so in that water. Once you've got it swirled around like so, this is where the fun part comes. You are going to take your magnet. I recommend doing it from below either the plate or the surface that you're working on. If you want to do it above, you can as well. It'll show up a little bit better from below on the video. So I'm going to take my magnet and I'm actually going to put it at the bottom of my cereal container. And then I'm going to run the cereal over the corner where I have my magnet. Then I'm going to show you guys just how cool it is.
A few moments later.
I run it a little bit over. It's a little hard with the camera angle, but you'll notice as I move my magnet, you see that little black line that's kind of in the corner of my container? Those little black pieces are all of the iron that I was able to pull out of the cereal. So I am moving the magnet underneath it, and you can see those little black pieces kind of following along with me. You can kind of manipulate them and move them around. And that is the iron that is found in your cereals. Again, you can use any cereal that you have at home, any different types of magnets as well, maybe some of the ones you have on the fridge. Try different magnets, see how it works out. But all of this will give us iron extraction from our cereals, any cereal that you have at home. Thanks again so much for following along with me as we did extract that iron from our cereal. Remember, all you have to do is just crush that cereal super fine, add a little bit of water so it's a little easier to do it, and then you're just going to take your magnet and kind of move it around that solution so you get those iron pieces. As we did the experiment, you may have noticed that there was only a little bit of iron even though we used a bigger amount of cereal. Now, that's because your body doesn't need that much iron as long as you are healthy. So keeping up with just normal cereal intake, depending on how much you eat it every once in a while, that's okay. It's just a little bit of extra supplements that are going to help out your body to, again, keep that oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange happening regularly in your blood. So friends, thank you so much for following along. Please like and subscribe to our webpage so you guys can keep up with our cool videos. We post new ones every month, and I look forward to seeing you next time on one of our virtual shorts.